Hello caffeine fiends, and welcome to another coffee equipment review for www.getbean.com. I'm Vince the Mean Bean Machine, and we have a slightly different video set up for you today because we will be looking at the DeLonghi ECAM 370 Dinamica bean to cup machine. However, I don't have this machine. This machine has come into the office where I work for a day job over at Honcho Search Marketing Agency. They also have their own fashion range, as you can see is being sported by myself, links in bio. So yeah, this machine has come in and I thought I'd do a review of it because that's what I do, but obviously the footage is from the times I've been in the office. I couldn't do a full review in office. I've just been filming the machine as I've made coffee and as other people have made coffee, so I'm sort of piecing this together a little bit. So I will voice over, what I know about the machine and how I've seen it work. So yeah, do enjoy and hit those like and subscribe buttons. So as you can see, this is just me using the machine for a standard black coffee. It's just a nice touch screen and it gives you the menu of options of what sort of drink you can choose, and you can just hit the screen and it tells you can see there's a little bar there telling you how long your coffee will take. Now, what is cool about this particular machine is that it has a connected app feature, so you can just either create your own preferred drink or choose the drink from the app. So as long as there's a cup underneath or a mug underneath the machine, you can do it wirelessly from your phone whilst you're in the other room and just, bosh, I fancy a coffee. I'll make that whilst I'm doing this thing for the next 2 minutes, and there you go. Now what's really cool is you can see the crema come out really thick there, so you're getting a really good kind of thick crema, lovely strong coffee, which is not something you get a lot from kind of home machines. You can see as it starts to settle, that crema dissipates a little bit, but it's really nice black coffee with a lovely crema head there. Now, there are lots of milk features that I'm not particularly using because, I'm vegan and I don't want to fill it up with oat milk in an office full of, other milk drinkers. Now, here you can see those settings. I'm just going through them there. You can see your coffee options and just what you can choose. Beyond choosing a coffee, it has a really cool feature in its settings where you can see the stats. So you can see how many coffees you've made, when the last time it was cleaned, which is useful in kind of a group setting. There you can see how many times you've descaled it, how many coffees you had this week, how many times you've gone through filters, so on. So it's really good for keeping on top of maintenance and cleanliness and hygiene. Water tank is really easy to fill up. It's just slide out and fill up. I'm struggling with it a little bit there, but it's quite simple. Putting beans in is also simple. You can put pre-ground into that section or beans into this section, and as you can see, adjust the grind there for your preferred settings. So that's just a very brief overview of what I've seen and how I've used it a couple of times now. It does produce a good cup of coffee. You do have to adjust it to get the right sort of extraction rate. Presently it comes out a bit bitter for my own personal taste, so I mean if I had that at home I'd have it an ever so slightly coarser grind, but I mean for office coffee that's great. I mean for a company to kind of invest that sort of money into a coffee machine is really impressive stuff. Now I believe the company got it for about £749 from Direct Appliances. Now usually these machines are about £970, so you're looking at £1,000 for one of these. So if you are looking at investing that sort of money in a coffee machine, I think that's probably a good place to start if you don't have kind of barista skills, don't know how to use the espresso shot yourself, how to tamp, or how to do milk yourself. Personally, as a trained barista, I like to foam my milk. I like to have that kind of interactive, almost ritualistic aspect to making my coffee. But for an office of for office workers, the majority aren't going to have kind of that sort of training or experience. So being able to have kind of that level of almost kind of coffee shop coffee without having to train is really nice. Now, with the milk frothing, it's really cool that you can it's just push button and suddenly you've got a cappuccino or a latte. Personally, for me, again, I think that it froths the milk a little too thick. I'm just being nitpicky there from a professional perspective. I don't think a machine can emulate that. Certainly not at this level, and not for that kind of price point. If you want a machine to emulate a human being, then you're starting to look into AI then, and that's not really what you want with your coffee. You don't need an existential sci-fi sort of nightmare when you just want a cup of coffee. Anyway, so yeah, I have seen a cappuccino being made, and it came out beautifully. And like I say, the one thing that threw me actually was it does the milk first and then puts the espresso shot in, which I don't think any barista would ever kind of do. Really, you always put the coffee in first, but I think because of the way the machine is kind of designed, the coffee sinks to the bottom, so it's just a way of making sure the milk sits on top, really. Another cool feature that wasn't shown there is the power saving feature for again an office setting. That's really great because it's on all day, people are using it at different times, and if it's just not being used, it just kind of goes into a sleep mode. And usually I'd just be like, just turn your coffee machines off, but in an office setting it's really good. Just goes to sleep, saves power, and I think that's really a good little feature. Not a lot of people will kind of consciously go, oh, I want a power saving feature, but I think certainly in this period of being environmentally friendly and being conscious about our energy consumption, that is a really nice feature. So those are the features I've seen and I've used and seen others use. However, if there are other features you know of that I haven't mentioned, do let me know if you want me to kind of test them out, and I will try to do so during my working day and get back to you. My final thoughts on it are that it's really good for kind of that sort of setting. I don't think I would invest that much money in a home machine that I am not using. If I'm spending that much money, I want to be foaming my own milk and practicing my barista skills. But then how many people are going to drop the best part of $1,000 on a home machine? I don't think there are that many people who are willing to do that or prepared to do that. So I think it's probably designed for that sort of setting. And I think that's really, really great. I have the problem with the milk foamer. Again, if different people are using it, you're going to have to be bang up to date with the way it cleans itself. It does have a little kind of, it purges itself every time and you start a new coffee, so it does kind of clean out the water a little bit. But you are going to have to make sure, if you are in that sort of setting, that milk is not left overnight or whatever, because it's not refrigerated. And that's just making sure that there's no human error in that, like, all right, someone put the milk away or clean out your milk. That's just, common courtesy. However, having worked in some offices where people, steal your milk from the fridge and whatnot, do you really want to run that risk? So, I mean, in our office, again, I'm not using the milk feature because I'm just pouring in oat milk after I make a black coffee. But it's nice that it has a distinction between black coffee and long black. It has a distinction between latte and cappuccino. And, it can do you a doppio, it can do you a double espresso, a regular espresso. So I love that it's got all those features just at the touch of the button. The app feature, so you can effectively program the coffee how you like it without affecting anyone else's coffee. That's a great feature. I don't think I'll be putting the app on my phone because I'll just be hitting black coffee, pour some oat milk in for the most part. But it's a great feature. Again, for an office setting, that's great. You can just be like, oh, well, I like it with X, Y, and Z, but I don't want to piss about with the machine. So programming that by yourself is really cool. So I think it's a really cool machine. And if you've got that money to spare, I don't see why you wouldn't invest in it. I just can't see it many people having it for a home setting, but for an office setting it's great. Yeah, and I'm really happy that that's actually arrived at the office. So thank you for watching our video. Do hit those like and subscribe buttons. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments below, and check us out at www.getbeamed.com. Also check out Honcho Clothing, and yeah, take care.